right here. I came to talk about the animatronics that don't exist anymore. The animatronics that have been scrapped and probably aren't coming out, or at least weren't in the teaser. And I guess alongside I might talk about the props too. Don't get your hopes up for it. Anyway. The first horrible animatronic I want to talk about is one that we did get factory leaks on, but it didn't come out and it wasn't teased in the thing. And thank God. Now, we're going to go over 3 things of each of these animatronics. Number 1, what I think it was going to do. Well, this obviously won't be for the ones we did get things. Why I think they scrapped it, and what it would have looked like, and what it would have been in the theme. Obviously, we know what the animation is. Let's start with Slender Clown. Now, boring, useless. He does that weird floppy puppet animation. There's no way to describe it. It's like Crypt Countess, a tall, rising animatronic. And all it did is it danced like a weirdo. Not trying to hate on this thing or anything, but, it's not good. And now why I think they scrapped it. I think they scrapped it because at the end of the day, it's another very boring SVI clown. This clown was meant to come for a different theme, as shown in the picture here, but it never did come. And now it was planned to release back here, but it also didn't come back. So I guess we're not seeing it, and am I glad. What it would have looked like in theme is probably something close to Crypt Countess at the front of the theme, and it would just be doing that weird shaking, a weird motion. And I'm glad it didn't come back. The next one I was really hoping didn't come back, and why am I saying come back? Next one I was really hoping didn't make it to market and production sales is Lucky, whatever, the female clown. I can't remember her name off the top of my head. And I'm too lazy to look it up right now. But anyway, it's this female clown, and it's SVI, so it's a generic SVI clown, but turned into a female. There's not really much to say. I'm glad it didn't make it to production. That skirt spinning is horrible. And other than some of the licensed ones this year, this would have probably been way worse. That would probably be the one on the bottom of my list when I rank it. But, good thing it didn't make it to production. Why I think it didn't make it into production? Because it was generic, and maybe Spirit Halloween is finally learning that these generic clowns are not what we want in our Halloween thing. Our Halloween lineup. And yes, well, they did give us Crackles. Crackles is 5 times better than this garbage we have here. It probably would have looked super silly in the theme, and it would have looked like trash compared to the theme, because the theme is awesome this year, and this garbage, it's just garbage. The next one I want to talk about is this weird blurred image. My thoughts and theories is that it could be Barnyard Butcher, and it could still be. Well, usually every year, it's a little teaser, they give you stuff like Flashback Fridays, and it looks like they're adding it in their lineup this year. Cough, cough, dead humor. But anyway, I thought he might come back, but maybe it wasn't even him after all. I think Spirit was trying to be sneaky, and they didn't want anyone to know, even though they didn't think it would be leaked. They wanted it to look like super abstract and put a weird background theme in it, so it doesn't look like him at all. But whatever, because they scrapped this whole thing entirely. What the animation could be, obviously, if it was Barnyard Butcher, which really I do think it might have been, but with like a weird backdrop because they didn't want people to think, well, to know quite yet. But it probably would have had the same animation. If it wasn't Barnyard Butcher and it was just a super weird picture and animatronic, then I think it maybe would have moved side to side. I don't know. If it was Barnyard Butcher, it probably would be cool because Scarecrow and I guess in the fall theme was pretty good. If it's not, if it's like a weird character, then I just don't know. One reason I think they cut it is because instead of going to Barnyard Butcher, they went to Dead Humor instead for some reason. Dead Humor is not the best prop, and we want Barnyard Butcher back more than Dead Humor. But I don't know, I guess we got Dead Humor. Another reason why I think they cut it is because it was such an abstract character, and at the end of the day, they didn't like how it looked on the thing. On the thing. So they just cut it entirely. Didn't even try to remake it or anything. The next one we're going to talk about is this T-posing clown. Now, I have a super weird theory. My theory is that he will split down the middle and sort of like reveal blood and guts inside. Yeah. That would be pretty cool, but maybe it was too gory for Spirit and it was another generic clown. Maybe its animation would have been that, or maybe it was just a simple turning clown. And in the box art and photos, he just looked super weird, so they just cut him entirely. But anyway, he probably would have looked like trash in the theme. Clowns and this theme don't go well, and the vintage one, I guess, would look fine, but not really my favorite. This next one is like this pumpkin creature. I'd like to say it's in a swing, because I have a lot of swing ideas, and I love, like, swinging props, but they're usually so slow, and I had this mechanism idea to make it go a little bit faster that I actually tested on something. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. This is like a pumpkin and like a swing. At least I'm hoping it was. Maybe it would go, maybe if it wasn't, maybe it's a pumpkin spider, but anyway, we know it's a pumpkin. Probably would have been something super abstract and weird, and if it was a swing, maybe they cut it because it was a swing, because they don't like to use those anymore. If it was a pumpkin spider creature, then I can see why they cut it. This is honestly a little bit more weird than the bog monster, but I guess it makes more sense. At least it's Halloween themed. It probably would have looked like, actually maybe pretty good in the theme if it was a pumpkin spider. If it was like a little baby pumpkin on a swing, I think that would have looked well too. You never know. I don't know the meaning of the word Cthulhu, and I don't know the definition, and I don't know what it would look like, but just judging on the word, I think this next prop reminds me of Cthulhu. Again, don't be offended if you think I'm trash, because I don't know what it means. But this, I don't know, the relatability in the word and this prop looks super cool. It's like super dark, but I think he was probably cut because either it was too dark or maybe they didn't have enough pieces for it yet. The animation probably would have been super cool, but it might have looked kind of weird in the theme. We'll see. No, we won't see because this was cut. Don't have much to say other than it looks cool. I'm disappointed it didn't come out. Now this next one. Oh boy. Oh. I heard it's pneumatic, at least it was planning to be, but they cut it. It says pneumatic Scarecrow, and we did get a bunch of pneumatic stuff from Lowe's, I think 2023. Correct me if I'm wrong. And they were like nothing by Techie. Except one, and that thing was awesome. I think this might have been by Techie. I don't know. Maybe SBI got a hold of pneumatic. But other than that, this weird prop is just... The design is super basic, very boring. I like the idea of the crows, like, sort of talking. I wish Sam's Club didn't have such a kid-friendly. Now I like that thing actually quite a bit, even though it does sing. But I'd like to see a scary scarecrow with crows perched on its back talking like that thing did. But unfortunately, this thing was cut. And no real reason why. What is wrong with me today? No real reason why. Real reason why. I'm getting sidetracked. Let's see what else I forgot. This one. This next one, he looks like a doll. Or she, at that matter. She looks like a doll. And it could just be me. It kind of reminds me of that other character from the Spirit Clown Train. Madame Morbid, I think it was. I don't know, that super weird fortune teller prop. You know, you should know what I'm talking about. Actually, after seeing Harmonica Hank, I thought he might be, or she, a Bluetooth character. Now knowing that Harmonica Hank, which I'm gonna do a video on soon, has Bluetooth. And it was in a weird section that we don't know what it was. Maybe it's like special features, though I doubt the new techie clown crawler classifies as like a special animation, or even new at that matter of fact. Anyway, I'm getting Skeletracked. I don't know why it didn't come out. To be honest, it kind of looks like a blanket, not an animatronic, but I don't even want to talk about this next one. I loved The Conjuring. The first few movies were really good, and then they got like a weird, and then they all just got kind of bad. I haven't watched the Nun, but I've watched The Conjuring and know a little bit about the Annabelle movie. Anyway, why am I talking about Valak? We're supposed to be talking about the new reskin of the Valak animatronic using the new weird mechanism. I don't really even want to talk about this one. I mean, it was cut, so there's not really any point. And anyway, it's just a simple little reskin and a devil. And there are a lot of devil props that I wish would be made. I have like a lot of ideas. That's why I thought Hellspawn would be an amazing prop, but it turned out to just be a big red blob, if you know what I mean. And unless they change it up, which it's not being released, so it doesn't matter, then I think this thing would have been trash. Plus, a floating demon, the hovering demon, would look super weird with a super weird black box. And the mechanism I heard was scaled down a lot for kid friendliness, so it doesn't jump as fast and as far, and it's just kind of not really my thing. I'm waiting for the right devil prop, but this ain't it, and it ain't released anyway. Anyway, let's cut to the outro. Alright, so what did I think of the unreleased Spirit Halloween 2026 lineup? I think it was personally good that they cut all of them, and I think most of the animatronics there were trash, and glad it just didn't get released. But the other ones this year are pretty good, and with Harmonica Hank being released, I will be doing another video with that soon. But for now, bye-bye. And just remember to stay spooky.